The courtroom falls silent the instant Kody rises, tension curling in the air like smoke. No one expected the judge to reach into her stack of documents and pull out a second sealed file with Kody's name scrawled in bold red ink. Even Meri, ready for verbal combat, freezes, unaware that what lies inside will strip every hidden wound, every buried lie, every fractured promise bare before the world. The judge's voice slices through the stillness. Before we proceed, Mr. Brown, Kody doesn't breathe for a heartbeat. The fluorescent hum above feels deafening. His eyes dart from the judge to Meri. She holds his gaze, unflinching, almost cold, something he hasn't seen from her in years, maybe ever. Christine sits rigid in the second row, lips pressed tight, hands trembling. Robyn leans forward, whispering to herself, clutching a crumpled tissue. Janelle looks as though she hasn't slept since the last hearing, and maybe she hasn't. No one expected today to start like this. The judge lifts the file slowly, understanding the weight of the moment. Kody swallows hard. The room thickens, heavy enough to choke. Mr. Brown. The judge begins, voice low. Before sentencing, the court has received statements unsealed just this morning. Gasps ripple through the courtroom. Kody's head jerks toward Meri. You what? He whispers, voice cracking. Meri doesn't look at him. Her jaw is tight, her eyes fixed on the judge. This court must determine, the judge continues, whether your retraction of prior testimony was made under pressure, fear, or manipulation. Meri swallows, voice trembling. Your Honor, I just don't want my family destroyed. Kody steps closer. We are family, Meri, he whispers, but she recoils as if his words burn. You didn't have to threaten me, Kody, Meri says, voice quiet but cutting. You just know which wounds to press. Her eyes finally meet his, and for the first time in years, she looks angry, not broken. The judge nods. Thank you for your honesty. Meri's jaw trembles as a subtle, powerful shift takes hold in the room. Kody's face falls as he realizes the courtroom isn't about evidence anymore. It's about everything he thought he could hide. The judge turns a page. Kody Brown. Multiple testimonies describe patterns of emotional pressure, financial manipulation, and intentional withholding of family resources. Robyn gasps. Christine straightens slightly. Janelle's eyes reflect painful validation. Kody stammers, Your Honor, these statements are exaggerated. I was managing a complex family. These accounts come from 4 adults and 7 children. The judge interrupts sharply. Patterns this consistent are rarely exaggerated. Kody grips the table, knuckles white. He doesn't break yet. He understands now. He lost control months ago. The judge is just connecting the dots. The judge lifts another document. A letter from your son, read with permission. Christine sobs quietly. Janelle reaches for her. Robyn buries her face in her hands. Meri stares at the floor. Kody closes his eyes, knowing exactly whose letter it is, knowing exactly what it says. The judge reads, My name is not important, Dad. I'm writing because I don't know how to reach you anymore. Every attempt feels like talking to someone who's simply not there. I feel forgotten, like a book you picked up once, skimmed, then put back on the shelf. I didn't want this distance, but every year, it felt like you built another wall. I forgave you, but I will never forget. I just needed you to try, to show up, to listen, to see me. I hope someday you will meet me halfway. Kody's shoulders sag. Tears finally stream. Meri turns away, unable to watch. The room is frozen, caught between heartbreak and truth. Before he can respond, a sharp bang echoes, too loud to be ignored. The side door swings open. Silence ripples. A figure steps inside, holding a thin black folder. The courtroom collectively inhales. Kody freezes. The wives gasp. Standing there is Logan, the eldest, quiet, responsible, the one who had always kept his distance. He closes the door gently, latch clicking like a final punctuation. Your Honor, Logan says, voice steady. I have evidence relevant to this case. Evidence no one else has seen. The judge raises an eyebrow. Kody's jaw tightens. The air crackles with tension. Logan hands over a folder filled with financial logs, communications, and personal statements spanning 7 years. "Where did you get these?" the judge asks. "Shared family accounts," Logan replies. "Most weren't meant to be accessible. The rest, someone gave them to me." A collective gasp sweeps the room. Meri stiffens. Robyn swallows hard. Christine looks both confused and terrified. Kody pales. The judge scans the pages, eyes widening just enough to signal the gravity. "Mr. Brown, are these documents authentic?" "Yes, Your Honor," Logan says firmly. "I am ready to testify." The courtroom shifts again. Kody's world tilts. The truth is no longer hidden. Logan steps to the stand, hand raised. "I swear the testimony I give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth." The judge begins her questioning. Logan recounts missing funds, misdirected accounts, and withheld resources, proof that Kody's control over the family finances was deliberate. Christine and Janelle exchange a look of painful knowing. Robyn stiffens. Meri remains still. Kody's face drains of color. Then Logan looks toward the far back corner. A woman rises, hesitant, pale, a figure thought long gone, whose testimony threatens to unravel the last of Kody's carefully hidden world. The courtroom is utterly still. Kody feels his blood freeze. This is someone whose return could destroy everything. Someone whose secrets no one else holds. And just like that, the trial is about to change forever. The woman's hands tremble as she grips the edge of the bench, black folder clutched to her chest. Eyes cast downward, she looks as if she could disappear into the floor, but the room insists on seeing her. Kody's chest tightens. His blood runs cold. Every eye is locked on her. Every heartbeat counts. The judge leans forward. "Ma'am, please state your name and your relationship to this case." She lifts her gaze slowly, revealing a face etched with years of quiet endurance. "Your Honor," she says, voice low but clear. "My name is Olivia Brown. I have information that directly pertains to Mr. Brown's actions over the past decade." A collective gasp echoes. Kody freezes mid-step, recognition flickering across his face, then dread. Christine whispers, "Olivia," as though speaking her name aloud could summon the past she tried so hard to bury. Meri's hands tighten, pale knuckles pressing into her lap. Robyn bites her lip, eyes wide. Janelle sits rigid, lips parted, staring at Olivia as if she's a ghost risen from old family secrets. The judge's voice cuts through the thick, suffocating air. "Ms. Brown, this court will hear your testimony. The court warns you that your statements must be factual and verifiable." Olivia swallows, voice steadying. "I understand, Your Honor. I kept quiet for years out of fear, loyalty, and hope that things could somehow be fixed without exposing everything. But after hearing the letters and seeing what this trial has done to my family, I can no longer stay silent." Kody's lips part, but no sound comes out. His eyes dart between Olivia and Logan, the gravity of what is about to unfold finally crashing over him. "I have copies of correspondence, financial records, and statements," Olivia continues, pulling papers from the folder. "These detail transactions, instructions, and manipulations carried out by Mr. Brown that were deliberately concealed from the family. They also include communication that directly contradicts statements made in court previously." The judge's eyes widen slightly as she takes the documents, flipping through them. A subtle shift passes over her face, recognition of the weight, the severity, the undeniable truth. "Mr. Brown," she says slowly, voice steady but heavy, "are you aware of this evidence?" Kody's knees nearly buckle. I, he stammers. His usual composure is gone, replaced by a raw, exposed vulnerability. His entire body trembles. He can no longer hide behind excuses, manipulations, or half-truths. Olivia steps closer, unwavering. "I've waited years for someone to hold you accountable, Dad," she says, eyes piercing his. "This isn't revenge. This is the truth. For every child, every family member, every person who trusted you." Christine sobs openly, burying her face into her hands. Janelle leans toward her, murmuring a soft, trembling comfort. Robyn presses her face into a tissue, silent but shaking violently. Meri sits frozen, pale and trembling. Kody's hands curl into fists, trembling so violently it seems he might collapse entirely. The judge takes a deep breath. Ms. Brown, please submit these documents for the record. Olivia places the folder gently on the table, fingers lingering for a moment as if letting go of more than paper, letting go of years of fear, shame, and secrecy. Kody swallows, voice breaking. Olivia, why now? Because, Dad, she says quietly but firmly, someone has to speak for those who can't. Someone has to make sure the truth is seen. And if not now, then when? The courtroom leans in collectively. Every whisper dies in the weight of the moment. Kody's world, meticulously controlled for years, is unraveling before his eyes. Logan sits back, calm but resolute, the picture of unwavering responsibility. Olivia stands, composed yet fierce, ready to expose truths no one else dared confront. The judge closes her eyes for a brief second, then exhales. Mr. Brown, you will now be required to respond under oath to the testimony and evidence presented by your son and Ms. Olivia Brown. Kody swallows hard, head shaking, lips quivering. The gravity hits him in waves. Every misstep, every secret, every fractured bond laid bare. The courtroom feels smaller, heavier, more suffocating with each second. For the first time, he is not the one in control. For the first time, the truth, not fear, not manipulation, not his own clever deflections, rules the room. And the next words he speaks, under the watchful eyes of his children, his wives, and the judge, will determine whether anything of his legacy survives, or if the walls of his carefully constructed world finally collapse entirely. The judge narrows her eyes. State your name, she commands. The woman lifts her head, lips trembling. When she speaks, the courtroom gasps. The last name she utters is the one no one expected. And what she reveals next promises to rip the Brown family's history open like never before. She stands in the center aisle, fingers twisted together, body trembling but spine straight, determined even in her pain. My name is Peyton Brown, she whispers. The courtroom erupts, gasps, murmurs, scraping chairs. Kody stiffens, unsure whether to step forward or back. Christine's breath catches. She staggers to her feet. Peyton, sweetheart, why? Why are you here? Peyton doesn't look at her mother. Not once. She's not here by choice. She's here because she has to be. The judge raises a hand sharply. Order. The room falls silent. Peyton lifts her gaze, years of silence, distance, and unspoken pain burning in her eyes. Kody takes a tentative step forward. Peyton, why didn't you tell anyone you were coming? Her jaw tightens. She swallows hard and clutches the folder Logan referenced. Because, she says, voice trembling but firm, you would have stopped me. Christine sobs quietly. Janelle covers her mouth in shock. Robyn's face drains of color, and Meri gasps. The judge nods toward Peyton. Approach, please. She walks slowly to the stand, each step heavy as if trudging through wet cement, folder shaking in her hands. Logan watches protectively, silent but supportive. When she reaches the judge, she hands over the documents. The judge flips through the first few pages, brow lifting as the gravity of what she sees hits her. Miss Brown, the judge asks, do you wish to testify? Peyton hesitates, then looks toward the wives. Not Kody, not the judge, but Christine, Janelle, Meri, and Robyn. Yes, Your Honor. I need to. Christine collapses back into her chair. Janelle leans forward, hands over her mouth. This is no ordinary testimony. This is a daughter stepping into the fire her father created. The bailiff steps forward. Raise your right hand, please. Peyton lifts it, trembling but steady. Do you swear the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do, she whispers. Please take a seat, the judge instructs. Peyton sits, hands clasped, breathing shallow. Miss Brown, The judge softens. Tell the court why you are here today. Peyton grips her hands. Because there are things about my dad the family doesn't know. Things he did when we were too scared to speak. Things that affected all of us. Even if we never said a word, Kody's chest tightens. Peyton, sweetheart, please don't. She looks at him sharply, eyes burning not with anger, but disappointment. Dad, stop. The judge glares at Kody. Any further interruptions, Mr. Brown, and you will be removed from the courtroom. He nods, swallowing hard. I wasn't going to say anything ever, Peyton continues. I told myself it wasn't my place. But then Logan showed me what he found. And I heard the letter. The letter broke me because everything he wrote, we all felt it. We all lived it. Christine buries her face in her hands. Janelle stares at the floor. Meri turns away. Robyn sits rigid, eyes darting. Peyton's voice shakes but doesn't break. Dad always said he was overwhelmed, stressed, trying his best. But he wasn't just overwhelmed. Sometimes he left us to deal with everything alone. That's what hurt the most. Not distance, not chaos, but silence. The emptiness. The feeling that we were always a problem he didn't want to solve. Kody covers his face. Peyton takes a shaky breath. There were days I wanted to talk to him, days I needed him, but I didn't call because I knew what he'd say. I knew he'd make me feel like a burden. No child should feel that way. Janelle whispers softly, Sweetheart, I'm not blaming him for everything. I love my dad, Peyton says, voice trembling. But love doesn't erase the truth. Dad hurt us without realizing it. The judge leans forward. Miss Brown, these documents reference something more serious, something you were afraid to speak about. Please clarify. The courtroom tenses. Peyton swallows, eyes falling. That part wasn't just about me. It was about all of us. Miss Brown, the judge asks, did your father ever use emotional pressure to influence decisions about family property, finances, or personal relationships? Peyton nods. Gasps ripple through the room. Christine clutches her chest. Janelle murmurs, No, not again. Meri closes her eyes and Robyn hides her face. Kody's legs give out. He grabs the table to steady himself. The judge's voice is firm. Miss Brown, I need you to tell the court exactly what your father did. Peyton exhales. At first, it was small things he'd promised to come to events and never show. He'd say he cared, but disappear for weeks. Then it became emotional. He used guilt, made us feel responsible for his stress, told us we didn't understand how hard his life was. We tried to understand, but he never tried back. Kody covers his face, shame radiating off him. Peyton continues. I tried over and over, but love doesn't erase the truth. Dad hurt us, even when he didn't see it. The judge flips pages, eyes narrowing. Peyton pauses, then whispers, That wasn't just about me. That affected all of us. Christine whispers, Peyton, what do you mean? Before Peyton can answer, a loud crash echoes from the hallway. The bailiff spins. The doors slam open. A figure stumbles in, clutching a thick envelope. The room erupts. It's Gwen Brown, the estranged sister, absent from the family for over a year, holding the darkest secret of all. Christine gasps, Gwen? Janelle freezes. Meri's eyes widen. Robyn covers her mouth. Kody whispers, No, not her. Gwen doesn't flinch. She hands the envelope to the judge, voice controlled. This changes everything. It needs to be entered now. Kody swallows, trembling. Gwen, please. Not you, too. You did this, Dad, Gwen says softly, eyes full of sadness. Not me. The judge opens the envelope. Pages, handwritten notes, screenshots, and a sealed USB. The room holds its breath. Gwen's hands shake as the USB is inserted. The judge presses play. Static, then Kody's voice. I don't know what else to do. They're all against me. They keep twisting things. Christine sobs. Janelle presses her fists to her face. Meri trembles. Robyn stares, dazed. Peyton covers her mouth. Logan looks pale. Kody stares at his own voice, hearing choices he thought were secret, now laid bare for everyone. The courtroom knows the truth can no longer be denied. These weren't mistakes. These were choices. The judge pauses the recording. Silence blankets the room like a heavy fog. Everyone knows. The avalanche has begun. The judge leans forward, eyes sharp. And does this involve financial pressure or emotional manipulation? Gwen hesitates, glances at Logan, then Peyton, then finally at her mother. And at last, her gaze falls on her father. Yes, Your Honor. It involves all of that and more. Kody whimpers. Please, Gwen, don't. Her voice shakes, yet remains firm. You don't get to beg me for silence now. The judge gestures. Miss Brown, describe what happened. Gwen lifts her chin, drawing a shaky breath. It was last year. Dad called me late at night, upset, stressed, panicked. He said he needed me to convince the others to sign the papers for the land. He told me if I didn't help, the family would fall apart, that it would be my fault, that I was the only one he could rely on. Christine breaks down completely. Janelle sobs into her sleeve. Mary's face drains of color. Robyn bangs her fists against her forehead. Kody whispers hoarse. Gwen, I didn't mean. You made me believe the whole family would collapse because of me. Gwen interrupts, voice breaking. I couldn't sleep for days. I cried for a week. I was a kid, and you made me feel responsible for a war you created. Kody's knees buckle. He collapses into his chair, face pale as chalk, breath shallow. Gwen continues, voice rising with controlled anguish. You didn't just hurt us emotionally, you used us. The courtroom falls silent, the weight of truth pressing on every shoulder. The judge flips through documents, eyes widening. Miss Brown, these references, financial coercion, manipulation of family relationships, are these yours? Gwen nods. Yes, Your Honor. All of it. Why were these never brought forward before? The judge asks. I didn't want to hurt anyone, Gwen says, taking a steadying breath. We grew up protecting Mom, Dad, and the family's image. But protecting everyone meant we never protected ourselves. Kody's eyes fill with unshed tears. Please, Gwen, she doesn't look at him. When Logan said he would testify, I knew I had to. If only one of us spoke, no one would believe him. Dad could dismiss him as angry, confused, dramatic. But if more than one of us speaks, the truth becomes undeniable. A hush spreads across the room. The judge leans in. Miss Brown, can you tell the court exactly what you witnessed concerning your father's behavior?
Gwen swallows, hands trembling.
At first, it was small things. He'd promise to come to events and never show up. He'd say he'd call, then forget. He'd say he cared, then disappear for weeks. But then it got worse, emotional manipulation, guilt-tripping, constant pressure. He made us feel responsible for his stress, for his decisions, for the family itself. Days I wanted to reach out. I didn't, because I knew he'd make me feel like a burden. No child should feel that way. Christine sobs. Janelle trembles. Meri turns away, Robyn rigid with fear. Peyton grips her hands, silent tears streaming. And this isn't just about me, Gwen whispers. It was about all of us. The judge leans forward, commanding. Miss Brown, did your father use emotional pressure to influence decisions about property, finances, or relationships? Gwen nods. Yes, Your Honor. All of that, and more. Kody swallows, trembling. Gwen, please. You made us fear that if we didn't comply, the family would collapse. You controlled us, Gwen says, voice cracking but steady. The courtroom gasps. Christine covers her face. Janelle clasps her hands. Meri whispers a prayer. Robyn's hands tremble. Then a sudden crash echoes from the hallway. The bailiff spins. People scream. Someone is forcing their way into the courtroom. A figure stumbles through the door, unseen for over a year. The air thickens. The room collectively holds its breath. Gwen Brown. Christine gasps. The doors slam open with a violent force, papers scattering. The bailiff lunges forward. The figure, breathless, sweat-drenched, clutches a thick envelope. Gwen stares, hand over mouth, as the room erupts. The judge commands security. Gwen's voice is steady. I have proof that changes everything. It must be entered now.
Kody's chest caves in.
Not you too, he whispers. She doesn't flinch. You did this, not me. The judge opens the envelope. Screenshots, notes, voicemails. Gasps and cries fill the room. Kody pales. Logan covers his face. Peyton trembles. Gwen continues. These voicemails, they're his own words. He left them by accident, but they tell the truth. The judge presses play. Kody's voice fills the room. They're all against me. I can't think straight. I won't let them take the money, Christine sobs. Janelle's fists press to her forehead. Robyn shakes in disbelief. Meri stands frozen. The second voicemail. They think I didn't see this coming. I won't be the villain. I can't control anything. The judge pauses. Silence blankets the courtroom. Kody's eyes widen, staring at his own voice. Gwen keeps reading from the notes. Every word exposes deliberate choices, not mistakes. Then suddenly Kody collapses. Head hitting the table with a sickening thud. Chaos erupts. Paramedics, cries, shouts. Logan notices a crumpled document slip from Kody's pocket. He picks it up, eyes wide, whispering, "Oh God, Dad." It's a final confession. A letter written in Kody's hand. Paramedics lift Kody onto a stretcher. Robyn grabs his hand. Christine and Janelle step back, scarred by shock. Peyton and Gwen clutch each other. Logan follows the stretcher with fear etched on his face. The judge, voice firm, commands, "Court is not adjourned. Medical attention will be given, but this trial continues. We have testimony, evidence, and unresolved issues that do not vanish." Gwen approaches the stand, trembling but resolute, holding the confession. "Yes, Your Honor. This is his letter, his words. Proof he knew exactly what he was doing." The courtroom erupts. Christine collapses. Janelle's head drops. Meri trembles. Robyn refuses to face it. Then, the final twist, the back doors slam open. Leon Brown enters, barred long ago, clutching his own evidence. The room freezes. "I know," Leon says calmly, voice low but cutting through the chaos. "I'm here anyway." The judge raises a brow. "You cannot testify." Leon meets her gaze. "That was before I saw what he wrote. Before I read the letter. This changes everything." The court leans in. Gwen and Peyton exchange terrified looks. Logan's jaw drops. Christine, Janelle, Meri, and Robyn brace themselves. Leon pulls out an old spiral notebook, edges bent, pages stuffed with folded notes. Christine chokes.
No.
"Leon, you kept that?" "Yes," Leon whispers. "Everything. Last year, Dad came to me late at night drunk, crying, angry, confused. I wrote it all down because I knew someday it would matter." The courtroom trembles as Leon continues, reading the darkest confessions Kody ever shared, his fears, his guilt, his failures, his truth about his children. And from the shadows, the judge realizes, this trial has just exploded into a battle of revelations, and no one will leave unchanged.